For the last 2 months, Liev Schreiber and Amy Ryan could be found giving a sermon of sorts at the newly christened Todd Hames Theater, performing in John Patrick Shanley's Doubt, directed by Scott Ellis. But it's a pairing that almost didn't happen.
I got a call very late Sunday night asking if I would start that Tuesday and would I go on that weekend. I said no. give me till the next Tuesday.
Amy took over the role from Tyne Daly after Daly was unexpectedly hospitalized on the first night of scheduled previews.
It was a hard decision only because I didn't know how I was going to get there, but it was an easy decision because I knew it was a great play. It's a phenomenal cast, old friends, and you know, as my husband said to me, he said, well, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of why not.
And Liev, I understand that, you know, they came to you and there was a short list and Amy was at the very top of that list to take on Sister Aloysius.
Yeah, no, Amy was that list for me. Well, Scott and I were trying to think of who can handle this. It's like, who's got the skills to like, not only do it that quickly, but to do it in a way that's going to be worth investing the rest of our run in. And there was just no doubt in my mind that was Amy.
What happened in the rectory?
Happened? Nothing happened. I had a talk with the boy.
What about?
It was a private matter.
You know, she would hide scripts around the desk.
I did.
And I would be looking at her and she'd be playing an action or a line to me with complete conviction, steal a glance at the page and come back. And I was, how are you I couldn't
The trick is you turn the page when the other person's speaking, like nothing to see here.
It was impressive.
The notes in the script that were on the desk were like, in the transitions, sit, pray, sit, leave. Like very, very basic notes of like, get off the stage, you know.
You have to stop this campaign against...
You could stop it at any time.
How?
Confess and resign.
You are attempting to destroy my reputation.
I will do what needs to be done.
What was that first bow like?
It's surreal, but I do remember because we walk off and I did collapse in Zoe's arms and I remember saying, what the F was that? What was that? And then we all had this nice group hug.
The story of Doubt takes place at a Catholic school in the Bronx, where the principal, Sister Aloysius, suspects an inappropriate relationship has occurred between the priest, Father Flynn, and his student.
Have you noticed anything, Sister James? I want you to be alert.
It's just the way the boy acted when he came back to class. He looked frightened.
What attracted you to the role of Father Flynn?
Certainly not the Catholic Church scandal. You know, after having played Ray Donovan for 7 years and, you know, a character who was abused by a Catholic priest and then playing Marty Barron, who was sort of responsible for going after the Boston Diocese, I felt like I had done enough damage to the Catholic Church. There was a point at which I went up to meet with a bunch of the Sisters of Charity from a convent in the Bronx, St. Vincent's, and just talking to them about their lives and why they had become nuns, and realizing that there was this massive community of people whose lives had just been pushed to the side of the road in this tsunami of litigation. You know, talking to those women about why they had become nuns and hearing their answers and hearing things like, you know, I just wanted to do good with my life. I was that kind of person. And wondering to myself where that generation is now in our culture. And that part of this was really moved me, actually. It really moved me, the idea of how committed she is to protecting those kids. Mm-hmm. How committed he actually is, too. Mm-hmm. And how something is lost in translation. Doubt can be a unifying concept, that if these two could work their way through their different allegiances, there could be a different outcome. But of course, we're in a culture now where you're either red or blue. You know, you're either Israel or Gaza, you're Russia or Ukraine. And that's where I think social media has left us. So I was super excited to be a part of this production.
The truth makes for a bad sermon. What actually happens in life is beyond interpretation.
What's the response been like?
For me, this is the most like verbal play I've been a part of, just in terms of hearing the gasps and the tisks and the groans and moans.
you know, it used to annoy me because I would say, in the rehearsals, I told John I thought it was divisive, you know? Like, you're really being divisive with this play. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you know, it's this thing of did he do it, didn't he do it? And then I realized that that's the engine of it, and it's great. And they get caught up in it, and that's the point. I'm Ray Donovan.
Acting! Acting! Acting!
Obviously, film and TV is always in the picture, but I feel like you're always coming back to the theater. What is it about the theater that, you know, is so attractive to you?
I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's
The money.
Yeah, the money.
The big bucks.
Yeah.
The glamour. Truly just like being out there without a cut and edit, you know, something else to save you, but your castmates and this experience with a bunch of strangers in the dark, you know, 1,000 people. Just that feeling alive. I used to think that, okay, well, I might learn bad tricks in film and TV, and theater is where I come back and root them out. Like there's, you know, truth is truth in theater. There's hardly any smoke and mirrors. Film, you can get away with it. It's like, oh, I was sick, it was 4 in the morning, or they just, you know, they took a different take, you know.
I think for me it has something to do with being a New Yorker. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but it's like a rite of passage or something. It's like, it's what we do. If you're an actor and you live in New York, that's what you do. And I think that kind of sense of community is really what I love about it. I like have existential nausea before every show. I just like, I don't want to do it. I'm so tired, I hate it. It's awful. I gotta do this stupid play again. And then you get on stage and it starts to happen, and it happens in the moment, and it'll never happen again. And there's something about that that's just magic.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.